Peace and greetings. Peace and greetings. I'm not liking this thing looks a little cloudy. Let me just look at me. I look brand new. Peace and greetings, fam. Peace and greetings. It is Goddess Queen Jamila. And I just want to talk to you a minute about moving to the right country because oh my gosh. Okay. Um, All right, as many of you know, I have been living on the continent for 4 years, and I've been to many different places and lived in a few different countries here on the continent. And it is so interesting to me to realize that there's not really a method to many people's madness when it comes to choosing the right country, and that can ultimately lead to a lot of complications and challenges. Like it can just be difficult to figure out things, when you're choosing kind of willy nilly. And so, let me first say this: if you are looking for someone to learn about living in Africa from who has experience outside of just one country or two countries, or even three, and someone who is still here, because that's a big thing, then go ahead and subscribe. You know, subscribe. Feel free to like and all the other good stuff because it's probably only going to be me and you in this channel because, you know, I'm not out here YouTube faming it. I'm just out here spreading the good word. So, this is the thing. The thing is that over the 4 years I've been living in Africa, I have met a lot of people who moved from the US and moved to the continent. And I want to say a strong 80% of the people who I have met have moved back. They moved back. They're no longer here. Many of the people that you might have subscribed to, other people subscribe to on YouTube for advice, are no longer living in that country, or no, maybe not even on the continent, period. Some have moved to Mexico, some have moved back to the US, some have moved to Thailand. Like there's so many people that people move on to after leaving the continent. But the big thing about it, the thing that I think just needs to be discussed is the process for finding the right country. Um, it's a really big deal and it's a lot like dating. Okay. Let me tell you what I mean when I say that. When people are dating or trying to go out and meet new people, they tend to use scripts, they tend to use standards that are set by the industry. So the industry tells you you need a man who's going to make six figures. The industry tells you that he um, for men too. Men, are told how their person is supposed to look, what she's supposed to look like, what is the standard of beauty, right? That's not dictated by any one individual, it's according to the industry. So, having said that, I find that when it comes to moving to African countries, it's it's different now because 4 years ago, everybody was getting out of America. Everybody was getting out. It was like a mad dash, and people were running here. Like people came, they were running, and they were really trying to get away, and so they brought a lot of flight energy, fight and flight energy. Um, yeah, it was a lot of toxicity in these different countries because of that, because people were coming out and they hadn't done any healing work. You don't even know anything about Africa. You ain't lived nowhere. And transitioning to certain places on the continent are doggone near impossible when you don't know the terrain. So when moving out, like what are the important things to know? Like what are the important things to think about? The first thing is your finances, I would say, because A lot of people ask questions like, what kind of jobs are there? Don't come over here looking for a job. Like, know financially, okay, this is the kind of business I want to build, or this is what I want to do, or I want to keep my virtual job and then work in the continent. So know what you want to do, know how you're going to do it, know your money situation. The second thing is, you and your spouse really need to be on the same page. Before moving, like, you and your spouse need to be on the same page. Stop coming over here, dragging people over here, and then they get mad, and now y'all not together because, y'all couldn't get it together. The third thing is, what's the situation with your kids? Are you going to be homeschooling? Are you going to be virtual schooling? Are you going to be enrolling them in school? Those are very important questions to ask. And those questions are questions that you're going to really use as a criteria to help you decide where to move. Now, this is my hack. This is like my secret hack. And I mentioned it in a short, but I'm going to go into it in detail here. My hack is to think of African countries as people. Now that I'm here and I see, oh, okay, these are the different personalities. And remember that every country does have its own personality. Every country has its own swag, its own flow, its own thing, right? So when it comes to choosing the right country for you, it's important to choose based off of that personality, to choose based off of that swag, to choose based off of those things. Um, Let me just give you a couple examples of the countries personified. So this is my personal hack. Um, I think of Rwanda. When I think of Rwanda, the person, Rwanda is a very slim guy. He's very educated. Him and his wife have been together for like 25 years. They have like 3 kids. The kids are educated in Europe, and Rwanda is a very soft spoken person, very kind person, and follows the rules. That's Rwanda. If I think about South Africa is this like sturdy Zulu man, and he he loves to smile. He's very engaging. Um, he loves to meet new people. He loves to display things related to his culture. He's going to stand on business. Um, he definitely likes luxury, so he's probably a tourist. And his wife, she's very welcoming. She's probably a Sangoma, very big woman, very beautiful, with a name that has a click in it. Like, I think of countries like I think of people, and they help me to understand the dynamics of the country and the dynamics of where I'd want to be, you know. In terms of Nigeria and Ghana are cousins. That's how, again, this is my hack, this is my profile. Nigeria and Ghana are cousins, but Nigeria is like the flashy cousin with like 3 wives and like a sugar baby on the side and has all these kids, and is a millionaire and has been, doing the family business, and the family's been in the same business for generations. This guy lives in Abuja. He drives flashy cars. He travels all over the world. He is very charming. Um, he loves wearing his West African attire. He's definitely gonna be eating the fufus and the swallows, etc. And he's cool. He has 2 kids, 1 wife, and he's very kind, very educated, he's very respectful, but he's also going to be very traditional in the sense that he is going to go to the village, conceptualize these countries. And it's just my hack to help me to understand the dynamic of these places more, and kind of, it helps me to understand myself a little bit too, because when I understand myself, I understand who I'd want to hang out with. Like, of the profiles that I named, where would you want to be? Would you want to be with the party guy, or would you want to kind of be with the guy who's more calm and who's soft spoken? Like, would you feel more comfortable being there because he would explain things to you, or do you want to be in the scene and in front and center, or do you want to be with Ghana, or you want to be with South Africa because they're gonna be dancing and he's jovial and he's happy, and everybody's doing their thing. So That is literally how I see things. I see Kenya as a person. I see Ethiopia as a person. They're very prideful of their history. They're very glad to tell you who they are, where they're from, and what they did and what they did not do. Um, with Tanzania is very very a laid back person. I think Tanzania, would I describe it as a woman? Kind of, sort of. Maybe a dada, maybe a sister. She's laid back. She's laid back. She's peaceful. She's in her zone. There's no competition. She making her coconut beans. She chilling. You know what I'm saying? And living her life. Like, I just look at these places in terms of people. And Tanzania, yeah, like I would want to be around the sister who's chilling and living her life, and there's no drama and there's no competition, and she always got a bowl of pineapple available or a bowl of mango. Like, there's always that natural food available. Sun is shining. You know, it's the vibration of that personality of that land that you got to use as a criteria to choose where you want to go. And it's really based off of what you need. It's not based off of what anybody on YouTube has said. It's not based off what you've seen. You have to go to these places, visit, meet with people, talk to people, get a taste. Like, you imagine you deciding, I'm going to pack up all my food in the pantry and in the refrigerator, and I'm only going to eat a food I never tasted before for the rest of my life. You can't do that. You really have to try the food, know that you love it, know that you like it, know that you want it before you decide to commit to it. People can't even, like, look at Love is Blind. You trying to commit to somebody you ain't never even seen before, and that be coming out real crunchy. So when it comes to moving your family halfway across the world, have some criteria that helps you to make the best decision, that helps you to make a really solid decision, that puts you all in the best position. If there's any way that I can help, if there's any questions that you want to ask, feel free to reach out to me. I am Goddess Queen, I think, underscore Jamila on Instagram. And you can drop your comment over here, but be sure to like it. And that's about it. Subscribe. Talk to you soon. Peace.